It's time for today's CSS Battle. Let's see what we've got. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is use the nested template. We're going to set this background to that pink. We're then going to what's the best way I can do this? Let's try 52. I don't think that's... Let's set this background to the brown just to get a better look. Okay. Make that 80. Then let's do an outline, 30 pixels, solid and brown. A border, solid, 30 pixels, and this color. Width, 30 pixels, 30 pixels, 0, 0. No. If we do that. Okay. Can we get rid of the pixels? Yes, we can. Okay. We just need the white lines on the outside. I think what we're going to use is a conic gradient. Use that pink for 75%. And we'll do at 30 pixels. 80 and 80 is 160, so 140 pixels. And then we'll shift it into place. 20 pixels and 60 pixels. Okay, 50 pixels. Let's try 200. See how close we are. That's good. And then we only need to set a width. 200 pixels. 250, 260. How about 300? To 9. 20. 330. That looks good. minified that and unit replace. That looks like a fairly good solution. Right, now how else could we do this? Let's start with nested template again. Set this background to the pink. We'll get rid of this background entirely. Set the margin to 50. We'll do box shadow, inset, 3in, 3in, white, then an inset, .30 pixels, -0, -30 pixels, and the brown. I need to do that first. I can never remember how the stacking works on these. Let's get rid of that one temporarily. Try 30 pixels. Okay. Try 60. Okay, yeah. Inset -60 pixels, 30 pixels, and that brown again. Uh, 60 pixels, -30 pixels, brown. 60 pixels. -60, -30, and the brown again. That's not quite wide enough. So how about 1540? 20. Perfect. 30 pixels, 0, white, -30 pixels, 0, white, Can I lay that brown over the top if I do this? Don't think so. So let's make that one 0. Then underneath the brown, 60 pixels this color, 0 minus 60 pixels this color. That should also be a match. Let's minify that and unit replace. We're also going to set a color of the brown. And then every time we see the brown, we're just going to remove this. It's not as good as the first way. I'm sure there's a better way of doing the inset, but I don't know what it is. So let's just do it one more way. We use backgrounds. Let's do a linear gradient. Actually, we're going to do the white first. So let's do a conic gradient. 60 pixels. This for 75%, and then transparent. It's not quite the way around that I wanted that. Oop. Let's make that transparent. That will get me the top corner, which would be fine. I want that corner. Okay, let's put that back the other way around. Then we're going to shift this 60 pixels in, 60 pixels down. Then we're going to make that a tiny bit higher. And wider. 240. Okay. I think for the brown, we're just going to use 2 linear gradients. So we use a linear gradient, brown, 30 pixels, transparent. Also needs to go on top, not underneath. Needs to only be repeat Y. Needs to go in 30 pixels. And it needs to be 240 pixels wide, I think. Nope. 270. So how about 300? That looks good. And then height wise, what, 120? Let's set its Y to 0, and then we will be able to see what we're doing. $170 looks good. And then we're just going to have one more linear gradient. This one at 90 degrees. The brown for 30 pixels. Transparent. And this one's going to be repeat X. We need to shift it 30 pixels in. And then we make it 270 pixels wide. That looks good. Minify and unit replace that one. And that's the 3 ways that I can think of doing this without having to try too hard. Oh, we could do it as 2 elements. Yeah, let's do it as 2 elements. We'll still set this background to pink. We'll set the height of this to 50, 250, so 200. Border. 30 pixels. 160. Yeah, 60 pixels would be perfect. That off there, put that there. And then make that 120. How about 100? $50. Too high. By 80, perfect. Then 20, how about 10? How about 12? Okay, that's a good start. Now for the second P. First off, we're going to do minus 130. How about 230? How about 300? Too much. 27. How about 25? 25 looks good. let's do 0 there. Then we can do 200 there. And we want to do 60, about 50. And then let's set this border color to brown. Can we get away with just using color instead of border color? No. We also want to set the border width 30. Height to 20. How about 140? Bring that out a bit. I think this would be shorter if we did solid 30. That, and we can get rid of that and that. Okay, that does need a unit. Get rid of that. Okay, let's do minify, unit replace. Is there anything else we can get rid of? Is solid the default? Does it look like it? Okay. Let's just check that. That is 100% match. I don't think we're going to get any better than that. So that's where we're going to leave it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.